What if your property can make money without guests sleeping there?
Overnight stays are not the only way to make money with your short-term rental, especially in slower seasons or on shoulder days.
And today we are going to share our top 5 ideas on how strategic hosts are making more money without overnight guests. And tip number 4 is really thinking outside of the box.
Hi, I'm Sarah Karakayan.
And I'm Annette Grant.
And together we are
Thanks for visiting. We've been hosting for well over a decade, welcomed tens of thousands of guests, and earned thousands of 5-star reviews.
Our portfolio continues to bring in over $1.5 million year over year, and supported not only by the industry's leading brands, but also some of the biggest media outlets.
And we're here to help you with your furnished rental.
Idea number 1. One of the highest paying non-overnight uses we see is commercial photography and content creation. Everyone is an influencer these days, am I right? Brands, photographers, creators, and marketing teams need beautiful private spaces all the time. Here's how this shows up. Brand photo shoots, product photography, lifestyle content, social media campaigns, website refreshes. Annette and I booked a property in Portland, Oregon. That's where our brand brand advisor lives. And so we found a beautiful, beautiful home that fit the vibe of our website rebrand. And oh my gosh, it was beautiful. It was perfect. We did it for our website refresh and it was awesome. We have also booked places that are just literally like a white brick box for another rebrand of one of our products. So, and that was like what, $50 an hour, $75 an hour, something like that?
Us. We've had so many, we'll call them guests, our day guests. We've done other brand shoots. Where we live in Columbus, Ohio is home to tons of businesses. We've had anywhere from people wanting to show off their plants, like a plant business. We've had shoe brands, apparel brands, lawn care, all of the above. Book our places for the day, sometimes even multiple days, but no one spends the night there. Like Sarah was referring to, our brand photo shoot, we booked for 2 days. Another, like we're saying, the brands that we're doing photography in our units, not just the day either. Again, multiple, and they want to be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get it done, which those are great shoulder days for us.
And I've been thinking the content places that we've rented out ourselves here in Columbus that are just like white, big spaces. I mean, if you have a garage that you keep really clean and clear for your guests to use when they're staying there, but otherwise it's just empty, I mean, I don't see why that can't turn into a content location site. So this works because of the short time windows they need, often half day, sure, full day bookings, but they don't need to stay overnight. Higher hourly or daily rates than overnight stays sometimes, depending on what season you're in. Minimal wear compared to overnight guests. They're not cooking like they might be if they're staying overnight. Depending on the brand, these bookings can be incredibly lucrative, but this is not something you just wing, right? So you need clear rules, you need insurance awareness, and you need usage agreements. And make sure this is allowed to happen in your property. You might be in a certain HOA or your municipality might have stricter rules. So obviously check those things, but this is a great idea for you to explore.
And you're in luck because we have a whole video about this because we want to make sure that you are protecting yourself and you have everything set up properly. So we'll make sure to link that below. Idea number 2 is day use for co-working, strategy days, or just work meetings. Again, something that we've actually done very recently. We do it quarterly, rent other people's properties, not to spend the night, so we can have those meetings. And sometimes you just need to get out of your own environment. There's actually psychology here that it does free up your thought processes and actually kind of takes you to the next level. So who would book these type of stays? Entrepreneurs, remote workers, small teams that are maybe all working from home, but they do want to get together. Coaches, consultants, maybe founders that are wanting to plan, like we were saying, having those big planning meetings. And why would a short-term rental be perfect for this? Number 1, they're quiet. They're not like a co-working space where there's can be a lot of stuff going on in those. They're private. They can have a full kitchen, so that's exactly what we do. We bring our own snacks, we bring our own meals, so we don't have to leave. We can stay locked in. Comfortable seating for everyone. There isn't any sort of public distractions like you would have at coffee shops. There's normally parking and free parking and ample parking for everyone that's coming. And last but not least, Wi-Fi and high-speed Wi-Fi. And this is especially attractive in markets where traditional co-working is either noisy, limited, or really you have to be a member.
You have to be a
full-time
That's the annoying
member.
part. Yeah.
And what you're selling here, you're selling that focus, that privacy, that comfort. And we just want you to understand here, though, you need to be really smart with the start times, the end times, that there isn't overnight access, the expectations around how many people will be coming for this work day, and understanding that for sure. But this is a way, again, think outside the box and how can you use your property other than overnight stays.
Idea number 3, private events, but without the overnights. Okay, so this is where a lot of hosts are leaving money on the table. Not every event needs to be an overnight event. Examples that work well here. Think job interviews for high-level hires. A lot of times executives don't want the team to know that they're maybe hiring a new team member or looking for replacements for a team member, right? Offsite interviews where discretion matters. Wrapping parties during the holidays. I mean, I guess people get together to wrap their
That's
gifts.
a thing,
Sounds
yeah.
like fun. Bridal party prep, baby showers. Here's why guests would choose a short-term rental. Again, it's very similar to our idea number 2, but privacy, comfort, no restaurant or venue pressure to use like certain whatevers or minimum spends, right? The ability to bring food and make it an experience. Ease of using someone else's clean house, and then they don't have to clean it before or after, right? Within reason. These bookings are often short, intentional, and easier to control than overnight stays. The key, again, is boundaries. Really understand this marketplace if you're going to explore it. So guest count, timing, parking, and clean up expectations. And of course, pricing. You don't want to price yourself too cheap or, ask for too much money and not get any sort of bookings at all. That would defeat this whole purpose. So you got to be crystal clear and really understand your ideal customer here.
And if you want to, I would go specifically for these private events, and like Sarah and I were saying, like photo shoots. If you go to PeerSpace, that's where you could A, list your space. 2, you could look at what other competition, what they are doing for those said hourly rates. This will help you start to ease into understanding that type of pricing.
And PeerSpace is like the OG place for location uses of property, but I am sure nowadays there are so many others. There might be one specific to your area. There might be one specific to a use case. I know there's an app, I can't think of the name of it right now, but you can rent out your fenced-in backyard if it's big enough to dogs. To dog parents who don't want to use dog parks. Yeah, they don't want to be around other dogs. Maybe their dogs are reactive or don't get along with other dogs. So again, like this day and age where everyone's trying to come up with some way to leverage people's properties, people's cars, right? Go deep. I'm not saying to wing any of this, right? There's a market for it and you really have to understand it. Okay, and that's supposed to share idea number 4, but in between takes here, between idea 3 and 4, Annette was like, go see if Swimply is still a thing. I've never heard of this, so I quickly Googled Swimply. It is like the Airbnb for private residential pools.
How did you not know this, girl?
But now my mind is like, I've always wanted a pool. I don't really want to go in the pool. I just want to sit at the pool. This is how I convinced my husband to get one.
So that's idea number 4. Pool parties, daytime family use. And hopefully this got everybody thinking, if you have a pool at your vacation rental or maybe even your house, you can rent this. And these are all, they do this per hour.
Yeah.
All right. And especially in markets, like we were just saying, everybody wants a pool on a hot day, right? And not every person has that pool. So why would people really want to do this? Families want to have pools, but maybe they don't have the funds to do it. Families want to have birthday parties for their kids, pool parties, but they don't have it. But caution there with, kid parties. You want to make sure that everyone's safe. And you might want to have a private event for your, again, corporate event. You're a pool. That's actually, let me rethink that because I don't know if HR would like all that. We don't have HR.
It depends what kind of corporation you are, right? I think like a restaurant industry type corporate event, I could see nightlife situation. But I think the point is nowadays it's not just the home. Like Airbnb obviously really took the vacation rental home but now we're doing backyards. Now we're doing pools. Now we're doing, like I said, garages for content shoots.
So this is the thing that would turn those like 0 revenue days. And again, most of people, you could limit this to during the day also, which would be nice for you. So it could be zero revenue to very meaningful revenue for you. And the last thing that I actually kind of told Sarah about last year, there's something called Resort Pass. It's essentially Swimply for hotels. And so hotels are doing this. They're crushing it with offering day passes to enjoy their amenities. Yeah.
We've used it.
We have used it because I wanted to test it. Please, again, this is where you have to kind of just let your mind open up. It's a little bit of work, especially if you want to go somewhere else and host your property, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Well, I want to share too, one of our coaches in our program, Strategic Host, she has a really great company in Arizona, and it gets really, really hot in the summer times. So people coming from, up north, colder climates, it really slows down actually during the summer for her. So what she's done instead is, just because it's hot doesn't mean kid birthday parties don't still go off in the summer in Arizona. So she really does leverage. Now, I don't know if she uses Swimply or an app, because she has her own email list and her whole, she has a reputation and a brand where she's at. But I'm just saying that this is something that you could bring in during a slower season, leverage the local community, the local usage for your pool if you've got a really great outdoor experience. Our fifth and final idea are small wellness retreats. I mean, unless you have a larger vacation rental, but think like yoga, breath work. People do now, they do sound baths, right? Wellness sessions, maybe cooking classes, private chef experiences, right? So think those wellness, food, experiential events.
And this is where everything that we've gone through today, this is where you can actually reach out. So think you could reach out to the wellness professionals in your area. We have a lot of people here in Columbus. They do this exact same thing where they get their online community together offline with these type of retreats. And again, they're during the day. They're not overnight, because the people leading them, they don't want to have to worry about the overnights either. So this whole video is about you opening up your mind. At least take one of these ideas from us. And here's the bottom line to everything. This is work. We're not going to say you can just open up all these other revenue
solving
streams.
all of your revenue problems.
And not every property should offer day use at all. It might not be the best revenue strategy for you, but we always want you to be aware of your neighborhood. Is this something that would be kind to the residential area that you're in, kind to your neighbors? Obviously, if there's any sort of HOA rules, you really want to go through and make sure that you're adhering to those rules. And these normally work best with space, with privacy, where you can control the access. We really do want to make sure that this doesn't, we've heard of some location shoots going a little wild with not really understanding what was going to be shooting there, what kind of content was going to be filmed. So we want you to still set those firm rules. And this is a strategy. It's not a free-for-all. And it really is. It's going to be work. We want to make sure that if you're going to add these on, maybe layer them one at a time. You're still going to have that guest messaging. You're still going to need house rules. You're still going to need to understand the insurance part of it. This is something, if you're going to list on any of those sites, I would absolutely make sure that you talk to your insurance broker, especially the pool rental and the location shoots. That's something, if you have a commercial business doing the shoot inside your home, you always want to make sure to ask for your insurance. But that's what that video that we talked about earlier, we have all that information there for you.
So overnight stays, they're not the only way to run a profitable hosting business.
And if you want help thinking through pricing, rules, and whether this fits your business, go to thanksforvisiting.com/waitlist. And we want to know in the comments what non-overnight stay revenue has worked for you. Share. We want to help us and help other hosts know how they can make more money on their property.
And if you're super intrigued by having professional photography, brand shoots, those sorts of things at your property, we did do an extensive video all about that called Make More Money Hosting Photo Shoots at Your Airbnb. check that out. And with that, I am Sarah Karakayan.
I'm Annette Grant, and together we are.
Thanks for visiting.